Welcome to Annual Conference 101. This is an informational video to bring you up to date on some new things with Annual Conference, or to maybe reconfirm some of the things that you already know. This annual gathering is a time that the United Methodist Church conducts the business of the South Carolina Annual Conference, the business of the church. Celebrates significant milestones in the life of the church and her people. Licenses, confirms or ordains new clergy members. Celebrates retiring clergy and their spouses, and commemorates those who have gone on to the church triumphant. It's a joyous time, a time to worship and praise God for all of His goodness. It's a time to come together as United Methodists in South Carolina. At Annual Conference, all are welcome to participate in worship and to observe the proceedings, but only delegates with credentials are allowed to vote or to speak to the body from the floor of the conference. Voting laity delegates are elected at each church's charge conference. In addition to those, active and retired clergy members in full connection, provisional clergy members, local pastors currently serving, and duly elected conference officers are all voting members. When you arrive in Florence, you will go to the registration area in the main concourse of the Civic Center. That's where you'll receive your badges and additional conference material. These badges are very important as they're color-coded. Blue for laity, white for members in full connection, red for provisional members, and green for local pastors currently serving. In order to vote on any issue, a delegate must be seated in the bar of the conference and wearing their badge. The bishop will set the bar of the conference during the open session. If a paper ballot needs to be taken at any time, the ushers and tellers will distribute those ballots. This year, there will be a countdown clock on the screens on either side of the stage. They will begin at 5 minutes before any session. That should give you plenty of time to find your seat in the arena and be prepared for whatever's to come. During specific sessions, such as when a vote is going to be taken or during memorial services, the doors to the arena will be closed and no one will be allowed to enter or depart until after that is finished. If you haven't already done so, you'll be receiving a packet of pre-conference material. This contains committee reports, resolutions that may be voted on, financial information, etc. Please don't forget to bring that with you. Also, there will be other material available on the conference website in PDF form. You can print that out by going to the conference website at umcsc.org. But do go ahead and print those at home because internet access will be limited during the conference. And we're very excited because Annual Conference 2014 will have an active social media presence. Here's Reverend Josh McClendon to tell you more about that.
So for the past several years in our annual conference, we've seen a pretty strong participation in social media, just unofficially from many of you, and we appreciate that. The conference media and IT team would especially like to invite you all and challenge you this year for the 2014 South Carolina Annual Conference to consider participating even for the first time or more than you usually have in social media. And we're going to focus on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Again, Facebook, many of us are familiar with. Twitter is kind of a micro-blogging way to share in just a few words lots of different things. Instagram is really a primary way to share photos. And so the people at home, they can follow the play-by-play. They can see the action and the business that takes place on the floor of the conference. Even more, they can get some glimpse of the worship and fellowship and teaching and preaching that goes on at conference. And so they can participate a little bit even though they're maybe miles away from us. Social media connects us to not only other South Carolinians, but other United Methodists across the connection as they track and follow along with the action of other annual conferences. And for our rookies out there, a hashtag is basically just a way to categorize your conversation. And so, for instance, we would love, again, for the go-to hashtag this year to be UMCSC. So that's pound or hashtag UMCSC. And so our hashtags give us the ability to search for posts and shares and tweets and photos around a given topic. First, we invite you to Google, Facebook, and Twitter and Instagram, to go to those websites to read up, to set up your account, and to start exploring it. Second, we would love for you to visit the annual conference website and take a look at our social media guidelines. You're going to find guidelines there about how to participate in the conversation. You're going to find common Twitter handles and hashtags for the best way to identify the things you'd like to take a look at or share with others. And last, we would love for you to be prepared to join us in the conversation and for connection when annual conference starts in June, so that you can see what's happening and be a part of that with us.
There are just a few more things that you may want to know about this year's annual conference. You're going to find a new form in your conference materials. It's called Delegates Concern Form. If you have any problems with lodging or with restaurants or with anything in the Florence area away from the conference itself, please find this form and fill it out and turn it in at the information desk. This will allow the Civic Center staff to handle your problems while you're there, rather than waiting 3 months down the road. In an effort to ease the traffic flow in and out of the convention center, you're going to need to exit out of the lower parking lot. Please go out, turn to the left, and that road will take you around to David McLeod Boulevard. And again, this year, there will be a blood drive at the Civic Center. You can sign up on Sunday afternoon or Monday, but the actual event will take place on Tuesday. Thank you for your participation in annual conference. It's important that every United Methodist in South Carolina feel welcome and a part of annual conference. We are all stronger for your participation in helping us find that more excellent way. This is God's church, and we are His stewards.